Bear your cross as you wait for the crown. Tell the world of the treasure you found.
Hi, my name is Aaron, and I have an idea. I think we should tell stories. In Joshua 4, God tells his people to take stones from the middle of the dry part of the Jordan River, where they had just miraculously crossed, and stack them up. They called that pile of stones an Ebenezer, and those stones prompted people to tell the stories of how God came to their rescue. God uses storytelling as a powerful tool to remind us that we are not alone. About a month ago, this idea of telling stories was in my head when my pastor, Thomas Thompson, spoke about Philippians 3. He pointed out that the dogs are consumed with what man has done, but God wants us to celebrate what he is doing in our lives. As the service was coming to an end, we sang "Come to the Altar," and the last line of that song is, "Tell the world of the treasure you have found." I was so excited to hear this theme of celebrating what God has done, just after getting a nudge from God to tell his stories about what he is doing in our lives. I think God's up to something. In the first two verses of Psalm 105, the psalmist challenges all of us to make known among the nations what God has done and to tell of all of his wonderful acts. He challenges us to tell our stories. When we do that, we find encouragement for reliving the moment, and we cement that moment in our hearts. Not only that, but we encourage others who are desperate to see the evidence that indeed God is paying attention. I am asking you, even challenging you to tell your story about one of the moments in your life when you saw that God was near, by going to aarononfeld.com and clicking on the forum tab. When you get to the forum page, be sure to sign in the top right corner so that you can post your story. You can even post a picture to go with it. Please type your story on the site itself. Cutting and pasting documents onto the page does not work. If you'd rather not type your story, you can post a video or read my blog or read and comment on the stories others have told. I know many of you do not want to do this. You figure you're not a writer and you're worried about what people might think. But hear me on this. God tells all of us to tell our stories, not just the people who call themselves writers. This website is not a place for judgment. It's a place for celebration. Celebrating those moments in our lives when God's closeness to us was crystal clear. So let's build an Ebenezer together, stacking up a pile of stories so the world may see that God is with us, to bring him the glory that he deserves. Go to aarononfeld.com, click on the forum page, tell your story, and let the world know the treasure that you have found.
If I told you my story, you would hear hope.